Hello everybody, I am Kyle and I'm going to do a Let's Play of XCOM Enemy Unknown. XCOM Enemy Unknown is the most recent installment in the XCOM franchise, which is a franchise about aliens taking over the Earth, or at least attempting to. I don't exactly know too much about the story of earlier titles because I haven't had the opportunity to play them, which may make me something of a charlatan, but if that's not even the right word to use. But anyway, you get what I'm saying. So anyway, let's get started on a new game. Now you've got your 4 difficulties. I found that normal is too easy, but I've tried recording another Let's Play on classic mode, and I found that none of the skills I learned in normal carried over. And as opposed to mopping the floor with the aliens, I found the aliens mopping the floor with me. So maybe I just suck at strategy games, but we're gonna go ahead and just do a standard Iron Man normal game. Iron Man basically autosaves after every turn, or every couple of turns, so that you can't just reload an old save to keep redoing the same thing over and over again, hoping for a different result. This is, to be honest, Iron Man is probably the definitive way to play the game. But anyway, let's get started with a new game. I know there's a beginning cutscene, so I'm just going to let that run out once it loads.
Commander. In light of the recent extraterrestrial incursion, this Council of Nations has convened to approve the activation of the XCOM project. You have been chosen to lead this initiative, to oversee our first and last line of defense. Your efforts will have considerable influence on this planet's future. We urge you to keep that in mind as you proceed. Good luck, Commander.
Alright, and that is basically the storyline to XCOM Enemy Unknown. It doesn't get much deeper than that, so you don't need to worry about that too much. So at the beginning of every XCOM game, you can start by building your base in one of 5 available continents across the globe. I believe Australia has been clumped in with Asia, and obviously Antarctica is not going to be the most useful place to build a base when you're supposed to be protecting humanity from an alien incursion. But anyway, each continent has their own bonus, and while it is possible to get the bonus for every continent, you get the one that you build your base in by default. So the other ones, you have to get them by building satellites over every continent, and if countries within that continent withdraw from the XCOM project, you will lose your opportunity at those bonuses. So anyway, let's look at the bonuses for each continent. In America, or North America I suppose, you get aircrafts and aircraft weapons for cheap. In Europe, you get laboratories and workshops for cheap. In Asia, you get foundry projects and officer training school, abilities for cheap. In South America, you get instant autopsies and interrogations, which, to be honest, is probably the worst perk out of all of them. So generally, unless you want a challenge, you're not going to build your base in South America. and then in Africa you get 30% increased funding. I found that Asia is probably one of the best continents that you can set up in the beginning on normal mode. That is, I found in higher difficulties you don't start with the officer training school, you have to build it, but in normal difficulty you do start with it, and the perks can get kind of expensive, so it's important, but you want to get them as soon as possible, so it's good to get that discount. So I'm going to build my base in Asia.
The area of engagement for this mission will be in India. We've picked up a local broadcast indicating alien activity within a major metropolitan area. We should get down there and eliminate any hostiles.
Alright then.
Strike one, this is Central. You are free to engage all hostile contacts in the AO. Don't take any chances.
Alright then. So here you are in the beginning of your XCOM game. Apparently on normal difficulty they have 1 more health than they do in Classic. Like I said, a lot of this stuff in the easier difficulties that you learn doesn't help you at all in the higher difficulties, which came as a huge shock to me, which is why I kind of gave up and decided that I was less concerned about playing through the game on a higher difficulty and more concerned about just playing the game. But anyway, you start out with all your rookies, and the thing about rookies is that they suck at everything. They have no specialized training, which doesn't make any sense since it's their job to be protecting the world from aliens. But basically, your base soldier has these 3 abilities by default. They can fire at a target, they can overwatch, which allows them to shoot an enemy that moves into their line of sight on the enemy's turn. Well, not even necessarily on enemy's turn, just any moving alien they can shoot at it. But it comes with an aim penalty, and the shots on Overwatch can't do critical hits unless they're specially trained. Or you can put a soldier in hunker down, which doubles their cover and protects them from critical hits. But it says it comes with a reduced sight radius, which means you might not be able to see an alien while hunkered down, but the aliens can still see you. Although you can usually, you usually avoid any problems that might come about from that, because you have incredibly high defense when you do it. Also, rookies can throw grenades because that's the only thing available in their loadout slot. You can equip different things to give them different abilities, but right now all you have available is this frag grenade, which can hurt friendly targets as well as enemy targets, and it can be used to destroy cover. But I'm not going to throw a grenade right now, I'm just going to put my soldier on Overwatch. So I'll just move all these people up. I should note, it is usually a better tactic to move everybody before throwing people on Overwatch, which I should probably work a bit more on doing. What always confused me is that staircases tend not to give you cover even if there are walls by the staircases. But I don't want to sprint anybody up yet because I already have 2 people in a relatively ineffective location. So I'm just going to throw this guy down here. He's going to be pretty much worthless this turn. And I'll sprint you up next to them, I suppose. I should note that this map is a fantastic map for snipers, but since, the people responsible for protecting the world don't have any specialized training, none of our soldiers are snipers, so move this guy up. I want to get, ideally you're going to want to get at least 1 kill with every rookie on the first mission, because that's how your soldiers rank up, is they get kills. It sounds like somebody is home. I'm just going to move up and probably head towards the train, because I don't exactly know where I'm going to run into enemies at this point. It should be noted that most of the time you won't run into enemies on your turn unless you've already seen them before, but there are a couple of exceptions. Certain enemies have different AI that will cause them to move in different patterns. If you're close to enemies but haven't necessarily seen them, they might still move into your sight radius, but usually you don't need to worry about that. And I just broke through a window, which is going to cause a lot of noise. Oh.
Quiet! Did you hear something?
So it looks like there's some aliens probably towards the end of this train, so I'm just going to try to move some people onto the train and into cover. That is actually one exception as well. When you make noise and break windows and things, it might lure aliens into the position, which is a good way to, I guess, set traps to protect yourself from ambush by putting a bunch of soldiers on Overwatch after making some noise. So anyway, let's move up my soldiers up. How far can I go? Alright, I'll move this soldier to here. No contact yet, but I feel like that will change in the near future. Alright, let's start moving these guys up. Here, you can move up to this.
Here they come.
Alien life on Earth. We're witnessing something never before seen in recorded history.
They just teleported through that wall. So my soldier has a line of sight on them, but not fantastic chances to hit. But I'll go for it. That was a miss.
Adjusting sights.
Alright, can I get someone else into position? I guess since they're outside, I can use this wall as cover now. In fact, I can use these pillars as full cover. Go for it. Same percent chance. Just break the window. 2 damage. Also, I broke another window that I wasn't even shooting at. People are so loud. Got a shot from here. Can I use my pistol to take out the last one? Is this the correct one? Yes it is. Go for the kill. Everyone's breaking windows. That's an alien down.
Their weapons appear to self-destruct when the operator dies. We should look closely for any fragments that could be salvaged for our own development programs.
Alrighty then. Alright, so I don't have a line of sight from here, which is frustrating, but I'll just put this soldier on Overwatch. There we go, that's Overwatch being activated. Didn't do me any good, but it was activated. I am afraid that one of my soldiers... Alright, good, they can't move far enough to flank anybody.
That all you got?
Oh, he just blew up a wall, but I can't see where. Oh, yep, there's a wall missing. Alright, let's take this soldier and move them up a small amount. And then try to take this shot. There you go.
Hoorah!
Just trying to remember which soldiers have kills. This soldier does and this soldier does. So let's move these guys up and try to get kills with them. Just keep you outside, I guess. Actually, that's probably a terrible idea. Because then if an alien decides to jump outside, I'll get flanked, which I would like to avoid, so I'll move my soldier back to here. Here you can... Oh, I can't move them up there. I guess I'll throw you over here. Not, I can still move them, because I don't want to move them up any farther though, so I'm just going to keep them in this position, even though they'll be flanked if anything comes down the train. Oh man, the music got intense for no good reason. Fire is spreading apparently, the train is just spontaneously combusting, so let's move these guys up. Gotta move that gear up. Oh, contact. Do I have a line of sight on them? I do, alright. Still 45% hit chance, go for it, man. Come on.
I'll get them next time.
Alright, let's take my other soldier and move them up here, which will be full cover. And then you take another 45% hit chance. Apparently you don't need to break the windows on the doors. Alright, let's throw someone else over here. I don't have a line of sight. And also I'm using my pistol, which is something I want to avoid. You go... This might allow me to shoot at them, but it also put them in more risk. I guess I'll go for it. Alright, you try to get the kill even though you don't need another one. Guess it didn't matter. Oh, he did get the kill. Alright, well. And this other soldier's on Overwatch. Does 2 damage. I feel like someone's probably gonna get hurt this turn. I just have a feeling about it. Again, like I said, I probably should have put him in full cover, but sucks to be him. Alright, you go for the the kill, I suppose. 65% chance. Don't mess this up. Thank you.
I'm about to start.
Good work
keeping
out there,
score.
Strike One.
If I may, Commander, the labs are on high alert. Teams are standing by for your orders. We can begin researching the newly recovered artifacts immediately.
Alrighty then, let's go. Oh boy, cutscene.
Welcome to XCOM HQ, Commander.
No, I don't want to listen
I'm
to you.
Central
Where's
Officer
the...
Bradford.
No,
My role in this
Bradford.
project is twofold.
Bradford, I'm
Providing
gonna skip
tactical
you.
support for our field operator.
I found the skip button. It's okay, guys. I found the skip
Our
button.
snipers specialize in dealing massive amounts of damage from afar.
Oh
But
yeah.
without sufficient training, they're vulnerable in close combat situations.
Alright, well, snipers are very important classes in XCOM.
The heavy weapons specialist provides a crucial service to the squad. With the rocket launcher in tow, there are demolitions experts.
They are important in the early game, but not necessarily as much in the later game.
Just like it sounds, the support class provides that intangible edge our squads need. They make everyone around them better.
Alright, well,
Commander,
they're
to
wounded,
the research
so it's
labs.
going to be more
Commander, to the research labs.
intangible. I'll go to the research
The
labs.
recovered artifacts are being unloaded, and the research team is awaiting your orders. We'll get started as soon as you give the order, Commander.
Alrighty then. Let's go to research. I'm not going to listen to you either, because all you're doing is introducing yourself, and I don't care. This is Dr. Valen. She is our research leader or whatever. She's our lead scientist, and you can research at the beginning of the game xenobiology, weapon fragments, or alien materials, which will give you access to facilities necessary to house aliens, the scope, and the nanofiber vest, respectively. I'm going to start with the scope because it's one of the important things for training people in the beginning of the game.
I agree. That does seem to be the most pressing of our current research options. We'll begin immediately. I will notify you when a complete report is available.
Commander,
Okay,
to
then.
engineering.
Game, stop
Commander,
telling me
to
what to do. I'm
engineering.
working on it.
Ah, Commander. I was wondering when you'd be stopping by.
That is Dr. Shen. He is our lead engineer, and he's kind of a dork as well, but he's also our lead engineer, so what can you do? Right now, at the beginning of the game, you can't do much. You can build medkits and satellites. And while satellites are very expensive, and getting even a couple of engineers will reduce that cost greatly, so I want to avoid purchasing any satellites right now, even though they're important to have. So right now I don't have anything else to do except for go to mission
Commander, to
control.
mission control.
I
Commander,
was
to
just
mission
talking about
control.
that game, but I'm only going to do one episode, or only going to do one mission per episode, so I'm going to cut it off here, guys, and I'll see you next time on XCOM Enemy Unknown.